It's a mad dash to escape from an island that's poised to explode. Toss in shark-infested waters, shipwrecking whales, deadly sea serpents, pepper in some occasional sabotage, and you've got a recipe for a truly epic board game. What's up, board game enthusiasts? It's Shane here, and today I'd like to introduce you to Survive, Escape from Atlantis. Another relatively unknown 2 to 4 player board game that's easy to learn, relatively inexpensive, lasts about an hour, and incredibly addictive for both kids and adults. The objective of this Play-Doh-inspired board game is to rescue as many of your explorers as possible off an island as it slowly sinks into the ocean, and before it eventually explodes. Each explorer is marked with a number, indicating how many points they are worth. Only at the beginning do you get to see these numbers. So, memorization is an asset. The player who is able to safely transport the highest scoring amount of explorers to land at the corner of the board wins. So, what comes in the box? Well, the board game consists of the following. One large game board, 40 hexagonal terrain tiles representing sand, forest, and mountains, 4 sets of 10 colored explorer meeples, shark, whale, sea serpent, and boat pieces, 1 sea creature dice, and a printed set of instructions. All the components are made from high quality materials. The board itself is relatively simple, yet its design and the pieces themselves are made with a lot of precision. Because this board game consists of a lot of small pieces that are potential choking hazards, the suggested age of play is 8 years old and up. To set up the game, open up the board and randomly arrange the hexagonal tiles on the board, terrain side up. When you're placing the terrain tiles, a thick border signifies the outer edge of the island. Each player is then given their meeples along with 2 boats. Players then take turns sequentially placing their explorers on the island, initially maintaining 1 explorer per tile. Players are then allowed to place their boats, again 1 at a time, around the island wherever they choose to place it. All the sea serpents, we call them krakens, are then placed on their respective spaces on the board. And now you're ready to play. Let the madness begin. Gameplay consists of the following 4 sequence actions on your turn. Action 1, play a red edged tile on your turn. At the beginning of the game, this action is skipped because nobody has any tiles in hand. Action 2, move your explorers or boats up to 3 spaces. Now here's the thing about boats. You can only move a boat on your turn if you occupy a equal or majority number of positions on that boat. Each boat consists of 3 spots. Now if you had 1 or 2 spots, you can move that boat. If the boat is empty, you can also move that boat. But if you own 1 spot and somebody else owns the other 2, you can't move that boat on your turn. Action 3, remove all non-landlocked terrain tiles, starting with sand, then forest, then the mountains. Any terrain tiles that you remove that are green-edged must be revealed immediately. Green-edged tiles can reveal anything, from a shark to a whale, even a whirlpool. In this specific case, a shark was revealed. So, a shark piece is placed where that terrain tile was removed. The terrain tile is then set aside. Red edge tiles that are revealed are to be kept secret and can be played on your next turn or in defense. Some red edge tiles can move your boat up to 3 sea spaces, and now this is before your regular 3 moves. Or a red edge tile can summon a dolphin, which can help move a explorer of yours that's in the water 3 sea spaces. They can also cancel a shark or whale attack from an opposing player. And finally, action 4, rolling the sea creature dice and moving their respective sea creature on the board. Krakens can move up to 1 sea space, sharks move up to 2 sea spaces, and whales move up to 3 spaces. Sharks devour explorers that are in the water and remove them from the game, but don't affect boats. Whales, on the other hand, destroy boats but don't affect people. Krakens destroy boats and people. Pretty standard Jaws, Moby Dick, and Pirates of the Caribbean rules. Players take turns clockwise, completing their 4 sequenced actions, until the volcano tile, which is one of the mountain tiles, is revealed, which ends the game. Players attempt to ferry their explorers to the safety of the land at the corners, while attempting to avoid sharks, whales, and krakens. You don't necessarily have to rely on boats to get to safety. You can actually swim. But here's the kicker. Explorers, once in the water, can't go back onto land. And they can only move one sea space at a time on your turn. However, if a boat with an empty spot is in the same sea space as an explorer, they can hop onto that boat, which costs them one move. Another rule is that only one boat can occupy a singular sea space at a time. When moving sea creatures on the board, once they cross a sea space that contains a destroyable object that they can destroy, such as a person or boats or even both, they must stop. And as mentioned before, a red edge tile can be played to cancel out the effect of that sea creature and basically removes that sea creature from the board, protecting all of the occupants within that sea space. Again, as I mentioned, the game ends when the volcano tile is revealed. Players then tally up the points indicated on the bottom of their explorers that made it to shore safely. The person with the most points wins. Survive isn't complicated to play at all. The randomness of the tiles and the competing strategies of each player makes the game very dynamic and different game to game. Sometimes I tend to not occupy all the spots on a boat. That way I can entice other people to jump on that boat with me. That means we can both, on our turns, move the boat towards land and work cooperatively. Other times I maximize the number of explorers on each boat and make a beeline for land. This strategy usually puts a larger target on my back, but I can load these boats with low scoring points as a diversion. This game is all about navigating the waters effectively, using advantages correctly, and perhaps invoking the right to parlay.
Parlay? Down to the depths whatever mutton they thought of parlay. That would be the French.
There you have it. Survive, Escape from Atlantis, a modern recreation of an ancient fable tailor-made for competitive gamers. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can buy Survive, as well as a link to the full rules. If you enjoyed this board game overview, please hit that like button. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.